Welcome back to the Crime Classroom. This is the Real Nathan Daly, and we're here with a new update from the Luigi Mangione case. And listen, many of you have been asking, Nathan, we need an update. What's going on with Luigi? Hold on now, let me explain it to you. This is not a news channel, you guys. Over here, this is a classroom. We learn about criminal procedure. I give you the tactics, the strategy, the techniques that are needed to unfold a case from start to finish. We are going to be covering details that are of substance, not the gossip and not the foolishness. So what's the update here, you guys? As you already know, Luigi has pleaded not guilty to all federal counts. Now, we're not surprised. He's pled not guilty in Pennsylvania, New York State, and now the federal government. You guys, he has a battle on 3 fronts that he has to win. But his attorney is smart. We believe that she knows what she's doing. She's a powerful attorney, along with the Pennsylvania attorney, Thomas Dickey. So what has happened in the last few days? Well, let me tell you. The judge has ordered the state, said, hey, listen, you have 30 days. All of the discovery needs to be in the hands of Luigi's attorney within 30 days, and not just from New York, not just from the federal government, but also from Pennsylvania. Everything needs to be at her disposal. If you guys remember my previous video, I talked about where is the discovery. Karen dropped an amazing motion demanding and highlighting all of the affronts to her client Luigi, saying, listen, this is how they're failing him. This is how they're diminishing his image. This is how they're violating his rights. Little by little, they've been chipping away at this case, holding on to the discovery. And just recently we found out they were eavesdropping on a phone call between Luigi and his attorney. So Karen is pointing these things out. She's mad, you guys. She's real mad. And she's looking to get her get back in the courtroom. She's been filing the paperwork necessary to hold the state accountable. Best believe this is going to bite them in trial. And when is trial? 2026. We got a long way to go, but there's a reason for it. She says, I need the discovery in my hand. The judge said you got 30 days. They got until May 27th to make it happen. So then what happens in the meantime? She can't do anything, you guys, until May 27th. She's behind. They have a head start. There's a mountain of evidence. We're talking 3 terabytes worth of data. We're talking pictures, video, surveillance footage, witness statements, notes, documents, evidence, physical evidence, tangible, touchable, seeable. There's so much information to comb through, and she's not the only one that needs to look through it. Luigi also needs to examine that evidence. This is why she asked for Luigi to have a computer, a laptop, while he's confined in his cell. He can also look through this evidence and they can work together. So this is what's been going on. They are preparing for battle, and she can't battle when she doesn't know what the enemy looks like. The enemy, you guys, is the evidence. She doesn't start till May 27th. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for all your support on this channel, you guys. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I really look forward to sharing more content with you. And let's get back to it. The judge gives December 5th as the next trial date for this case. That's when the judge is going to determine when the actual trial begins. We know it's going to be in 2026. We don't know when it's going to start. But by December 5th, you guys, everybody should be ready. Everybody should be prepared to go to battle. This is going to be like something we've never seen before. Will it be televised? We don't know. But here's the next problem. The problem is, who do you go after first? Karen is given an option by the judge. Which direction do you want to travel in? Do you want to go after the state first, or do you want to go after the federal government? You guys, she has 2 battlefields to fight. She told the judge that if I go the New York State route and I go after this trial first and then have to battle the federal government directly after, there's going to be some constitutional conflict. So she tells the judge that, listen, I'd rather go after the federal government first. But why, you guys? Because you know she's wise. There's something more to that strategy than what we are aware of. But she knows something. She knows that if she goes after the federal government first, as they are sitting on the top of this pedestal, that if she defeats them, the entire case will fall on top of the state. And the weight of that fall will bring the state's case down, and she can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. She sees weakness in the federal case. She smells blood. Her teeth are sharp. Her claws are out, you guys, and she's ready to sink them into the federal government. She knows she has a case against them. She knows they don't have a strong case against her client. Genius. Will they give it to her? Who's going to go first, you guys? It's Russian roulette. In this game, this battle in the courtroom, it's going to be a high stakes game, and Luigi is at the front of this board playing chess. What happens next? You guys, after they decide which direction she's going in, let's hope she battles the federal government first, because that is going to be a fireworks show. Listen, over the next 7 months are the most crucial. Karen and her team are going to be scavenging all through the evidence. We're talking 3 terabytes full of data, pictures, videos, notes, memos, everything, to find out how they can prepare for their case, make arguments to combat what the state has to offer. This is the most crucial part of this case, and her team is going to be working tirelessly through the nights, endlessly through the mornings, and they're not going to stop until they have a strong defense. Well, what else is next? You have to look at all the evidence that you have and start preparing it for exhibits. How are you going to present this to the jury? What argument are you going to make to the jury? How are you going to paint the proper picture? How are you going to set up the proper defense strong enough so that the state cannot chop it down? Why do I say that? Because the defense is responsible for building the structure to insulate themselves from prosecution. The state's job is to create a weapon strong enough to penetrate the defense of the defense. That's how it works. The burden of proof is on the state to say, this is our suspect, and he's responsible for carrying out this crime, and I can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the state's job. The defense job is to insulate themselves properly, make the proper counter arguments in order to weather this storm. Can they convince the jury that this person did not commit the crime, that Luigi Mangione is innocent? Can they convince the jury that? One of the next biggest challenges is the witness statements, examining all the witnesses in this case and what role they play, and do these witnesses pose a threat to Luigi's defense case? And if that's the case, she needs to find a counter argument. She needs to find a way to dismantle what the witnesses have to say. How do the witnesses impact this case? She also needs to find witnesses that solidify and protect and insulate her client as well. That's just as important. Does the defense have any witnesses that somehow support Luigi's claims? We don't know. That's her job to figure that out, you guys. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but there's other witnesses that she needs as well in this case, and these are expert witnesses. This is the job that I do, you guys, as an expert witness for police policy, procedures, and use of force. In this case, she'll be looking for expert witnesses for a plethora of different things. We're talking forensics, ballistics, facial recognition, body mechanics. You need an expert for everything in this case. Why is that? Because she needs to be able to challenge whatever the state or whatever the feds bring to the table, because they're going to have their experts who are going to examine the evidence and say, hey, these fingerprints belong to Luigi. Hey, this water bottle has Luigi's fingerprint on it. This cell phone belongs to Luigi. How'd you get that information? How did you uncover it? Who found this data? How did you unravel this information and connect my client to it? I need to challenge it. She needs her experts to counter every single argument that the state and the feds make against Luigi. Her experts are crucial in this, because experts will go toe-to-toe on the stand, you guys. They'll be cross-examined. Their qualifications will be scrutinized, and they have to qualify themselves based on the knowledge and information that they do know. Are they qualified to talk about this case? Are they qualified? Are they an expert in their field? Is there any background issues regarding this case? We know that in reference to this case with New York, there's a lot of issues surrounding the suspicious activity of some detectives. You guys, these things are going to be flushed out in trial. The name of the game is to discredit whatever witness, whoever touched this case, whoever opened a file, whoever filed property, whoever looked at property, whoever touched the gun, whoever touched the fingerprints. Everybody's going to be scrutinized. This is a high-stake game, and there's no stone that won't be unturned in order to find her client innocent, you guys. And lastly, the legal arguments. This is going to be the time for them to really put their swords together and figure out how they're going to defend against attacks from the state and from the feds. But when you know your enemy's position, you're a lot easier to defend it. So there shouldn't be any surprises But who knows? This case is one for the ages, and everyone's going to be tuning in. And of course, I'm going to be keeping you updated. But what will I be updating you on? Because guess what? Over the next 7 months, there's not going to be a lot of information coming out. So this will be the time for me to educate you on how we examine evidence, how this evidence can be used against Luigi, how the state can capitalize over certain evidence, and what we could expect from certain expert witnesses. I'll be bringing experts onto the show and giving you real-time information from other experts in the field, you guys. So stay tuned. There's a lot to cover, and it's going to be a long 7 months. December 5th, we'll get the trial date, and we're definitely going to trial in 2026. So until then, stay tuned for the next videos as we dive deeper into examining police procedures, evidence recovery, and how this is going to be argued in a courtroom. And with that, good night. God bless.